Hello, 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 my fam! We are ending this week with a bang. So much goodness to get to today, and I think I have a little something for everybody. I'm talking a lot of YouTuber drama and traditional celebs interweaved. This one and that one, YouTuber traditional. So before I get to that, I just got to thank you all, not just for your support of me, but I want to thank you all for your support of each other. It has made me so happy to see friendships develop from my YouTube videos. People that get to know each other from the live chats and the comments, and that relationship continues on Twitter or Instagram or IRL in the real life, real world. So I love you and you are fam, and let's get right to it. By request, and thank you to those of you who let me know that Trisha Paytas and Nikocado Avocado made not one but two YouTube videos together. I watched both of them in their entirety, so you wouldn't have to, but maybe you did anyways. I watched Trisha's and Nikocado Avocados, and I have a lot of thoughts. First, they were both clearly using each other, even though they addressed that, and Trisha said, oh, no, I'm not using you. Lies. They were both using each other. It's also apparent that still, to this day, Nick is obsessed, infatuated with Trisha Paytas. I mean, I get it. She was somebody that he watched when he was younger, and he claimed to have no idea who Perez Hilton was until recently. It's possible. But thank you to Trisha for shouting me out in his video. I love that in her video, she began throwing shade right at the very tippy top at Nick, saying she didn't know how to pronounce his name, which is a joke, I think, but a shady joke, and I was all for it. She apologized to his face more than once in both videos, which was great, because if you don't remember, Nick made an exposing video on Trisha Paytas where he provided receipts of her ghosting him after telling him that she would collaborate with him. Not very professional, but then again, it's YouTube. Not everybody on YouTube is a professional. They both claim that all of the drama was real and none of it was premeditated or planned. I believe that. They claim that it was the cameo that Trisha made that set Nick off. His husband requested a cameo from Trisha for him, and that's what prompted him to make his video, which went viral. They talk a lot of other stuff. They talk a lot about this guy's OnlyFans account where he posts adult content. They spend a lot of time bashing vegans. All of this while they were both eating. It was a mukbang on each channel. My favorite question that Trisha asked him was if he originally did it for views. And he said no, he didn't do it for views. He did it, and he did it when he did it because of the cameo. And because that really hurt him and for the views. Okay? Speaking of Trisha Paytas, she got into it with Aaron Carter on Twitter, exposing him and him responding. I couldn't really see what Aaron Carter said to Trisha, whom previously had hooked up with her. She claimed that he lied to her about being single, and This is all great for Trisha Paytas, let me tell you, because she's on tour and there are still tickets available. It's not a sold out tour. Yes, that was shade, but I'm also talking about her tour, the Heartbreak Tour, and helping to sell tickets. And honestly, I said this in a video a while ago. Tickets are not that expensive if you just want to go. If you want to meet her, that's where tickets are expensive. So if you've got a lot of disposable income, get your tickets. I don't really care about this Aaron Carter and Trisha thing, just because haven't we been down this road before? It feels like a case of deja vu to me. I'm pretty sure that they have both already confirmed that they had hooked up in the past, and there was nothing really new here. Trisha and Nick making peace and making videos together, to me, that was new. Speaking of Aaron Carter, though, I have to word myself very carefully so as to not get demonetized, but I will talk about it on my podcast and really go into it there. The authorities paid a welfare check to Aaron Carter because there were fears for his safety. And there were fears that there may be an accident if there wasn't anything intentional that happened. Allegedly, a family member alerted police. However, Aaron Carter's camp think it was his ex-girlfriend who alerted police and not a family member. The ex-girlfriend whom was living with him up until Wednesday when he kicked her out. And he thinks that may have triggered her. I think Aaron Carter, he needs some... I think he's got issues, but I think the biggest issue for Aaron Carter most likely is money. If he got a steady gig, I don't know what that would be. Like, let's say he was to become an actor all of a sudden, or again, I don't know if he's acted in the past, but if he were to be on a sitcom, making steady income, I think he'd be a much happier person. I feel like he feels, and I think this is accurate. I mean, could Aaron Carter go out and get a regular job? I don't think so. Could Perez Hilton go out and get a regular job? Hey, if I had to, I would. Maybe Aaron Carter should consider starting a podcast or creating a YouTube channel. Don't wait for opportunity to come to you, Aaron Carter. Create your own opportunity. I think more work and more money will make you a happier person. And don't ignore your other issues. When you're making the more money, when you have a place to be and a thing to do, still make sure that you're addressing the things that are leading those close to you to be concerned for your safety, well-being, and mental health. All right, let's move on. But in similar news, the ex-wife of Charlie Sheen, Brooke Mueller, has checked herself into treatment after multiple reports of issues that she'd been struggling with. And I am sending her positive vibes, and we'll not talk about this in depth here because this could be demonetizing, and I'm not going to. I will just say that when she's done getting the help that she needs for the issues that she's needing help with, I hope that a judge really has the safety and best interest of her young children at heart and takes appropriate measures and steps to ensure their safety and happiness and well-being. Speaking of women that were married to Charlie Sheen, Charlie's other ex-wife, Denise Richards, revealed in a new podcast that she and her hot new husband have very special time together, if you know what I mean, daily. Yes, every single day. She says, and I quote, every day, unless I'm out of town. We're never too tired for it. Enjoy it while it lasts. Eventually, that will stop, right? That's probably why Charlie was attracted to her in the first place, because we all know that Charlie likes his intimate time. All right, I'm going to give you all a palate cleanser in a second, but first, cheers to Megan Sharp. Salud to Fiona Judd Cooper. A big hug to Life of Cherry Jane, and kisses to Kylie Kincaid. Thank you, my super chatters. I love you. 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 I love you all. And if you throw money my way, I name check ya. And Life of Cherry Jane. Did I say Cherry Jones? I'm having a brain fart. Life of Cherry Jane. Cherry Jane. Cherry, 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 cherry. I love you. Okay. Rosanna Arquette of the famous Arquette family. An actress I love. You know, she was in perhaps Madonna's best film performance. No, I love Madonna and Evita as well, but she was in Desperately Seeking Susan, and she's done a lot of stuff like Pulp Fiction. On her Twitter, Rosanna Arquette said the following: I'm sorry I was born white and privileged. It disgusts me, and I feel so much shame. You can acknowledge white privilege. You can acknowledge systematic racism. You can listen and try and be a part of the problem, the solution, but I don't think saying being born white and privileged is making things better. In fact, the response this has gotten has made things worse. No? I mean, literally, Rosanna Arquette says the FBI contacted her. She said, quote, after locking her Twitter account, yes, I'm locked to protect myself. I was told by the FBI to lock it up. And you know what's interesting is, oh God, why am I even going to say this? I'm not a fan of the people that will jump on anybody for any little thing. I'm thinking specifically of Ellen Pompeo. Ellen Pompeo has black children, is married to a black man, and has been a fierce, vocal advocate for equality, and specifically talking about racial issues. But she said something recently about Kamala Harris that upset so many people, and they turned it into you're a racist. Literally, somebody said on Twitter, a few people, that's racist. She said in one tweet that Kamala Harris, I can never know how to pronounce her name. I think it's Kamala. Kamala. She said that Kamala Harris was overly confident, Ellen Pompeo. And for that statement, people labeled her racist, or that was a racist statement. Palate cleanse, back to the world of YouTube. Tana Paul has been married for about 2 weeks now and has not spent any time with her fake husband. Yes, she confirmed she does not have a marriage license. Her marriage is not legally bound. And she's already sliding into the DMs of other people and being flirty. Tana Mongeau slid into Bella Thorne's DMs after Bella posted some very revealing Instagram stories that showed off her décolletage. And the two of them met up in New York City, which I also find interesting. Tana has time to go to New York City but not go on her own honeymoon. I thought she was dealing with family issues. What's going on there? They allegedly made up, but also still don't really like each other. They made up enough to still be able to use each other. I just cut right through that for you. You're welcome. They were posting about each other, literally Bella said that Tana made her cry. These two, they're so exhausting. This week, Bella Thorne has taken her hot messness to another level. Not only was she creating drama with Tana Mongeau, which we just talked about, but Bella Thorne also was very hot messy with her ex-Mod Sun. And before I get to what happened, let me tell you all that Bella Thorne has a new book out, a poetry book. All of this hot messness, in the words of Miley Cyrus, strategic hot mess. She is being sloppy on purpose to get people like me talking about her. And it worked. Bravo, Bella Thorne. She shared a video of her fake wedding with Mod Sun on social media, and that upset him. He took to Twitter to say not to share that. Stop being intentionally hurtful to people healing, he said. And then she exposed him, providing screen grabs of text messages where he agreed to let her use that footage to promote her poetry book. And then he responded saying, yeah, but that was months ago. Not now. I didn't think you'd post it now. Blah, 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 blah. He wins too. Although he doesn't really win that much because I doubt any of Bella Thorne's fans care about Mod Sun. I don't even think this guy has his own fans. He is also claiming that Bella used his artwork in her upcoming book, the poetry book that's going to be a bestseller, I'm sure. And she claimed that she did the artwork, but he says that he did the artwork. Yada, yada, yada. I don't care. I do care about Taylor Swift. As I revealed first, before anybody else, Taylor is on the cover of the new issue of Vogue magazine. And I don't really think so, but some people could make the argument that Taylor Swift paints herself as a victim in the interview or is playing the role of victim yet again. Specifically when she was talking about her drama with Kim and Kanye, where she was labeled a snake and a liar. Of that incident, she said, a mass public shaming with millions of people saying you are quote unquote canceled is a very isolating experience. I don't think there are that many people who can actually understand what it's like to have millions of people hate you very loudly. When you say someone is canceled, it's not a TV show, it's a human being. You're sending mass amounts of messaging to this person to either shut up, disappear, or it could also be perceived as kill yourself. Oh, Taylor. I love you, Taylor Swift, but 99% of the millions of people who were saying you are canceled were not telling you to go to that extreme length. They did not really wish that for you. Even if they were awful people that said that. You know, it's statements like this that play into the narrative that many people have that Taylor Swift loves to paint herself the victim. You know, and she really went on and on about this, saying, you know, she had to, quote, completely restructure my life because it felt completely out of control. It was a teachable moment, and this happened so many years ago. I would think she would have focused on what she learned from that. And, you know, I understand. Maybe she is trying to get across how incredibly hurt she was. You know, maybe, and I get it, that whole thing was new to her. She is not like me, who is used to most people wishing awful things on. I'm used to it. I revel in it. I love it. I stir the pot. It doesn't let me bother. I don't let myself get bothered by it. And it was a really long interview. Not the best interview. It wasn't that juicy, but it was good enough. The interviewer themselves said that Taylor just did not want to be there. And I could tell. All right. A story that Hold on a second. And I'm back. Okay. Mike just wanted to see me. All right. Briefly, we'll touch on that YouTuber, Brooke Houts, who got canceled for being very aggressive with her dog. And once again, I have to be careful what I say here because YouTube is a very, very demonetization place. The question I will ask all of you, my YouTube fam, do you think YouTube should delete this woman's account? She denied allegations that she was too strict, too harsh with her dog. But I saw the video. Did you see the video? I also thought that she did spit, even though she denied doing that. And I don't think YouTube should delete her account, but I think that they should suspend her. Maybe for a month. A month seems like a good amount of time. And I don't even know if there is a system in place that puts pet owners on warning. Like, if you do something like this again, you will have your pet taken away. Or maybe her pet should be taken away now. Ay, ay, ay. All right, an update on Miranda Singh's ex-husband, whom I spoke about yesterday. But first, a shout out to Kirsten Flood. I'm filled with flooding love for you, Kirsten Flood. Also, Olivia Emerson. Mwah, mwah. Olivia Emerson and Dee Soares. It makes me so happy to have so many super chatters that I have to split them in 2 or 3 even yesterday. All right. Joshua David Evans, who was married to Colleen Ballinger, better known as Miranda Sings, explains that he will not be exposing her or Shane Dawson or Trisha Paytas. Confirms that he has been dealing with depression. And that even though he was planning to speak the truth that he doesn't think that's a good idea because speaking the truth would hurt other people and he doesn't want to do that. I don't know if I agree with that, but if that's what he thinks is good for his mental health, then great. Personally, I'm a fan of speaking the truth. Even if the truth hurts other people, especially because who cares? There's not children involved here, but I respect his decision. Although if he was doing it all for attention, this didn't get him as much attention as really coming through would have. It was nice to hear from him that Shane Dawson reached out to him to clear the air. He didn't reveal what Shane said, but Shane's a good guy. He's really grown and matured and a different person than he used to be. I think I am too. Yesterday, if you didn't see it, on my community channel, on this channel, on my community tab, on this channel, my main @Perez Hilton channel, I shared an interview that I did with this young journalist who's got a YouTube channel and a website, and she slid into my DMs and asked if she could interview me. And, you know, normally I would figure out a different way to do it. Like, oh, can I send you some answers or video of myself or whatnot? You know, I'll do a lot of podcasts because that's easy. And I'll say, okay, I have 20 minutes for this. But this girl, I agreed to let her come to my house and gave her a lot of my time because she had been sending me messages of support for a while. She had really wrote me something very heartfelt about how she appreciated me and what I did. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm probably not going to get much out of this, but not everything in life is about what I'm going to get out of. It's about helping others too. And Alexis Joy, so happy I could help you. All right, let us send positive vibes to Mike Posner. If you haven't been paying attention, the musician is on a trek across America. He is walking across the U.S. and he just got bit by a venomous rattlesnake. Poisonous. He had to be taken to the hospital where he was given anti-venom serum or whatever it's called and is doing better. But an update, Fox, I mentioned yesterday that E! was transitioning their E! News to a morning show. Well, as a result of that and the impending move, they just fired 20 people at E! News. Oh no. The air just turned on and it's going to be staticky. Let me move from here real quick. All right, we'll finish it up in the bathroom. Okay. We'll do it right here, standing. I'm into it. Let me make sure this doesn't fall. All right. Oh, hello there. I kind of like this. Actually, I'm going to have to make another video from here because can you see Teddy? You can sort of see Teddy. Yes, I have my dog all over the place. And there's Teddy here. Aww. And I kind of like that you can see me in the background. All right. Some Fox. It's good lighting too. This is really good lighting right now. All right. Fox has announced that the Emmys will have no host this year. Good decision. An update. Kylie Jenner's birthday festivities continue, and I've seen Kris Jenner there. And Sophia Richie, she is joining the fam for Kylie's birthday celebrations. Meanwhile, over here in the U.S., in the Hamptons, Gwyneth Paltrow and her husband went on a double date with her ex-husband, Chris Martin and Dakota Johnson. And according to reports, it was actually Gwyneth Paltrow that convinced Chris Martin to get back together with Dakota Johnson. Talk about consciously uncoupling and being really friendly exes. That's it. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I love you. I love you. Get a personalized video greeting from me on Cameo. I make really good ones. You can get it on cameo.com/Perez Hilton. That's cameo.com/Perez Hilton. And I mentioned my podcast. You can listen to the Perez Hilton podcast with Chris Booker on Apple Podcasts or directly at perezpodcast.com. I love you. I will see you tomorrow.